What they don't tell you about nursing university in 14 minutes. So if you want to enter nursing university or you are in nursing university and you want to know all about it, the entire experience from the beginning to the end, how does it go, the secrets, the stories, the traumas, the benefits, the good things, the bad things, the entire process, the differences between the years, this is it. My 4 years of nursing university experience in the next 14 minutes. Let's get started. So my nursing university college experience is actually richer than pretty much most people on earth, I would say. And the reason behind it is because I failed my first year, so I repeated the first year. So instead of taking 3 years in nursing university, I took 4. Now, before you say, oh, well, how will I listen or learn from someone who failed in nursing university? Well, I ended up being the 10th in my college. So maybe you want to listen. And a lot of semesters, I was 5th, I was 4th, I was 8th. So I have pretty good ranking. So the first thing that I will be talking about is nursing university is not for the weak. At least some parts of it. At the beginning of your nursing university, it feels like you are in the military. I mean, one of the first things that our director has said in the first conference we had in first year, he said, welcome to the military system. And I don't think he was joking or wrong still yet to this day, because he was right. The first year in nursing university is hell, military, harsh, horrible, stressful, bad. Probably shouldn't be like that. I'm gonna be honest. And now looking back at it, I realized that it's due to a few reasons. And maybe there is a few tricks you can do to lower or better your experience. The biggest stress factor in nursing university first year is that you are new to the field. You are new to the medical field. You have no clue about what's the anatomy, physiology, what's the pharmacology, microbiology. You have no clue. You genuinely don't. So you don't know the medical terminology. You don't know nothing about anything. You don't know psychology, sociology. So how are you supposed to adapt? Now that adaptation process is what makes it the hardest, because you feel like you have to understand everything, and a lot of, let's be honest, probably you don't. And like it or not, I studied with a lot of stupid people, dumb people, and that is a universal law, the law of averages. They still won. There still are nurses right now. So chill, okay? And that, I think, just once you understand that, a lot of the things change, because especially in the first year, you start comparing yourself to everybody and you think you're inferior somehow to everybody, because you're looking at everybody looks that they understand the lesson, and you look at yourself and you're like, I don't have a fucking clue about what anatomy is. And it's just the truth. It's just how it is. I really don't know I don't know what bones are you talking about, really. What's the physiology of this organ? I have no clue. Never heard of that before in my life. Nope. No. What are the systems? Nah. Never heard of that. But guess what? Nobody had. Even if they act as if they did, they didn't. Nobody knows what anatomy is, what pharmacology is. Do you think they know all the types of drugs and what they do and for everything about it and their interactions about other drugs? Nobody knows. Because if they do, they'd be graduated by then. Of course, nobody knows. So it's fine to feel as if you're... I read this in a book. They say, it's fine to feel inferior, but you shouldn't have the inferiority complex. I think that is true. Anyway, let's not get here too long. First year is pretty harsh. Let's move on. Internship. Now, in nursing university college, I don't know about yours, mine had 1,200 hours of internship, meaning you will have a lot. You will have every type of internship you might think of. And every center, every health center, every hospital probably in your area, region, or city, you will go through different services with different people in different times of the years. You will have different shifts. You will probably do everything you can think of under the sun. Yeah, It's just what it is. That's just how it goes. And usually the distribution between the internship hours is at the beginning you're more into primary health centers, then you go through the hospitals, then usually what happens is, at least in my formation, is that the couple whatever theoretical exams you're taking with the actual practical exams, so there's almost, they go hand in hand together, that what you study in theory is what you're looking at in practice. And obviously because there's a large group of people, sometimes people have a little bit of differences, but usually that's the law. So I mean, at the beginning of nursing college, you don't actually have internship, but just to make this as an example, let's say in third year you're studying anatomy, which is a first year degree, you don't study it later, but let's say you're studying anatomy, you're gonna have, my bad, you're gonna go through a service that is related to anatomy that you're studying, with that being, let's say, I don't know, operation room, whatever. I'm just giving it random. Actually, operation room, as an example, when you studied the specialty of operation room, you're gonna go through operation room. Emergencies, you're gonna be in emergencies. Reanimation, you're gonna be in reanimation, and the list goes on and on. When you're studying the basic health system of the government, you're going through the primary health systems or healthcare centers or hospitals. But that's the point. The point here is that you will go through a lot. Let's move on to the third point. Third point is, in nursing university, you will find a lot of types of people, you will deal with a lot of profiles as well, you will deal with a lot of personalities. I mean, from doctors to surgeons to your colleagues to nurses to, how we call it, like a nurse chef or a managing nurse, a managing doctor, and we're talking about a professor assistant and professors this and HR and administratives and managers. All of these you will deal with them because you are in a hospital. Obviously, you'll deal with patients, with families' patients. You would deal with young patients, old patients, women, men, good, bad. Crazy people, crazy meaning mentally ill. Obviously, it depends on what specialty you are. I am a general or multidisciplinary nurse, so we study all specialties. And that is point number 4. Specialties are hard. If you do just one specialty as a nurse, I would say it's easier. I would say it's very easier to just almost, I mean, you know what it is, things repeat. But for us as a multidisciplinary nurse, I have a lot. I have to learn all the specialties because when I work, I can be in any specialties. They can put me, the hospital, we're hiring, whatever. Oh, you're a nurse. Yeah, I am multidisciplinary nurse. They can put me anywhere. And I should be able to do the job. I should be able to do the errands. I should be able to get it done. And also, I am programmed or I am informed to be able to be a chef, a nursing chef, or a nursing manager as well. So I should be able to have all of these places, all of these sort of forms, nursing forms. So I should be able to have all of them, which just shows that multidisciplinary nursing is not very easy. Fifth point is the outsider view to nursing varies a lot. Varies from country to country, from age to age, from people to people, from culture to culture. Some people love it, some people don't like it. I mean, I talk to girls and they're like, oh yeah, you study nursing, huh? I'm like, yeah, well, I study nursing. And they're like, well, is that a girl's profession? Right? This is an example. Why? Everybody has their own culture, has their own ideas. Some people think this, some people think that. A lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about nursing and nurses in general. I'll say in general, people actually do respect it, especially if you are working with the government, especially at least in my country, people respect you. They're like, oh yeah. I mean, they don't really give a fuck about, are you a nurse or not? They're like, oh, you're working with the government. Okay. I respect you from that regard. But there's that. Point number 6. As a nurse, which is, I mean, this is not really in the nursing 4 years, but also you learn it through the 4 years, is you can work everywhere. Meaning, you can work in the city, you can work in the mountain, you can work in the rural village, you can work in an ambulance, it's ambulatoire, it's moving units of emergency or of health. You can work in any place on earth pretty much. You can work with the military as well if you want that. But really the point is, once you start working as a nurse, I mean, you do, if you wanted to, you could probably work in a hospital if you want to. But really the point is, as long as you're working with the government, you can work at anywhere. You might get a rural village. You might get the city. You might get a mountain. You might get a mountain where, I mean, you might get a desert where the nearest shore is 35 kilometers away. You don't know. Because the healthcare units are everywhere in the country. On earth, they're everywhere. And people have to work on them, and sometimes it's you. I mean, it's not sometimes. It's always you. It just depends on which one of you. Are you in the rural village? Are you in the city? Are you in what service? In the hospital, right? In what city? In the rural village. What's your role? What's your job? What's this? What's that? What point? What time? And what are your programs? Whatever. Anyway, 7 points. I don't have a lot of time. I gotta move on through these points. 7 point is you can finish your studying as a nurse. In most countries on earth, including Morocco, including the US, Canada, Germany, France, I mean all the big ones, you can finish studying as a nurse. So you study as a nurse, you get your degree. After that, you are able to finish more degrees. Whether you get a master's, get a PhD, get whatever, there's a lot of degrees that you can go through and you can actually get to whether become a managing nurse or become the director of hospitals, etc., etc. Anyway, moving to 8th point is the jobs that you can pursue as an extreme goals for a nurse. A nurse, you don't have to be a nurse. I already talked about these points a little bit earlier, but you don't have to be a nurse. You can be a managing nurse. Job is slightly different. You can work with the public health administration or government center. You can work with that. You can work, there's so many different posts in some sort of monitoring or quality management, especially when it comes to regional or the ones that are the big ones. So the directions of your city or region, whatever. You can be the minister of health. I mean, if you finish your school, you can be a professor at nursing. You can be a supervisor. You can be the director of nursing college. You can be the director of any hospital. You can be also the director of a service or the responsible for a service. It can be all that. And it can be more. It can be even different profiles if you really want to. So just to know. Point number 9. Oh, I have 30 seconds. Point number 9. As a nurse, you don't have to sacrifice your life. You don't have to sacrifice your health. As health professionals, we are the #1 people who put our health last. We put everyone else's, we put all of our patients and we take care of our patients, we talk to them, but we forget to put ourselves health first. I'm not saying don't put the patients, but also you have to take care of your health. And point number 10, the final point we have is nursing is hard and you just have to accept it and adapt to it. The first people to adapt to nursing are just, the people who do better. You just adapt to it. Is it hard? Yes. Will you hate it? Yes. Will your life be miserable? Yes. Will you hate everything about it and everything related to it? Yes. But that's just what it is. 4 years of nursing experience in 14 minutes, just as I promised. I give you everything that you need to know. If you want to watch this video again 2, 3, 4, 5 times, just until this becomes like a second nature to you, until you don't even have to think about it, just know all this information, please do, and please subscribe to see more of these videos, and write in the comments if anything you want to know about nursing experience. I'll make sure to make it. Subscribe.